What's up, you guys? It's Nomi Janelle, and I'm back with another vlog.
You can mind your business every day and night. I don't stress no haters, do just what I like. A minute talk about me, they don't tell it right. Say if you talk about me, better tell it right. Right.
Y'all, so as you can see, hopefully it's more clearer and like quality is better, y'all, because I just got this camera. I bought it from a friend. Shout out to her. You know who you is. And so channel going up. I told y'all 2020, this is the year to stop playing games, get serious about those goals, and get serious about your creativity. Creatives, like let's take it serious. If we don't take us serious, who's gonna take us serious? You know what I mean? So hopefully the quality is better. This is my first time shooting with this camera, so we're just gonna roll with it. Anyways, it's been a long time since I've done a story time vlog. The last one I did was about my pregnancy as at 18. And so this one is gonna be a little more, it's a little uncomfortable. So what's that warning they be giving? Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning video, okay? I have a voice, I have a story to tell, and I'm not afraid to tell it. So here we go. So many people hear about rape, sexual assault. In my rape story, when I was a teen, I started talking to this older guy who wasn't a teen. Older, more experienced, just textbook predator. I went over his house with, the first time I went, I was with my homegirl. You know, we kind of mingled a little bit. Nothing happened, but we stayed in contact. And so, you know, my boyfriend at the time had cheated on me, and my way of dealing with that was to go cheat back with this guy that I had been talking to anyway. So I was a teenager, y'all, so don't judge me, okay? I was a teenager and had no guidance, no outlets to talk to. Not saying that I didn't have any outlets. I didn't utilize any of the outlets around me at the time because, you know, I was just grown thinking that I'm going to do what I want to do. Went over to his house. This time I went with my sister and her friend. And they're even younger than me. So, like, y'all, it's just a hot mess. So we get in the room and we're chilling. And, of course, you know, kissing and touching, all that, whatever. And, you know, it's like it's time for that part. But see, up until this part of my life, my boyfriend at the time was the only person I had been with. I just wasn't a hottie tootie in high school. I had one boyfriend, well, two boyfriends, and, you know, that was really it. And I only had sex with one of them. So I wasn't very experienced or knowledgeable about sex as I thought I was. You know, he started to try to, you know, penetrate, and I was like, no. And he was just like, you know, just let it happen. And literally, y'all, I'm laying in the bed and my arms like this. And like, I tried to like kind of push him. Like, I'm scared at this point. This man is way taller than me. He's bigger than me. I mean, you know, I don't want to do this. And I didn't know how to really fight that, you know, so there's three responses that the brain goes for. You're scared or whatever. And that's fight, flight, or freeze. A lot of people forget freeze. So either you're going to fight, you're going to flight, run, or you're going to freeze up. And that's kind of the method I went. And my arms are like this. And he's on top of me. And he proceeds to have sex with me. I didn't move. I didn't say anything. I was quiet the entire time. I was just terrified. You know, I'm 17. I might have said I was 16 earlier, but I'm like 16, 17. So much shit was happening in my life at 16, 17, 18. Like, woo! I just don't know. He finishes and he goes into the bathroom. I put my underwear back on, my shoes back on, and I grabbed my sister and her friend. I said, come on, let's go. And they're like, well, what's wrong? I don't want to talk about it. Let's just go. And so we leave and I'm driving away and he sends me a text message. He's like, you know, come back. You know, let's talk about it. Let's talk. And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. And he was like, I'm sorry, just let's talk. And I told him, you know what, your secret is safe with me. I just really went back and I sat and I just wasn't sure, you know. I went there. I started victim blaming myself, you know. But back in my mind, I just knew that something was not right about what had happened. And the fact that he texted me and said that, I just knew something was wrong. But I didn't know what. I didn't have the emotional intelligence to really express what had happened to me and how I was feeling. And like I said, I didn't have many outlets to talk to about how I really felt. So I turned to the one person who I could, or who I thought I could, and that was my boyfriend at the time. And of course, his response was one that I did not expect. Actually, his response is what started the physical abuse in our relationship. He actually hit me because of the fact that I was even just with another guy. So within like 2 weeks of me being raped, I am physically attacked by the one person who I thought I could confide in. A lot of taken as a young woman, a young growing woman, a young teenager. And so it wasn't until I got to college, I remember what class it was. It had to be like a social studies class or, not social studies, Lord, sociology class or something of that sort. And I was reading in a textbook and I was like, wow. And I was reading like about rape and how victims respond and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, that's me. That was me. Like, and it wasn't until then I really realized, wow, that was rape and I was raped. And, it was almost relieving. That situation was so confusing for me that to have this information now that I could understand it, and having the understanding about it brought so much peace to me. And it brought so much peace that I was able to confess this to some of my family members and start speaking about it amongst other people. And it just brought clarity, it brought peace, and I was comforted in knowing that, okay, that's what happened. And I just didn't know any better. I didn't know any better to recognize that's what it was. So if you do not want it to happen, and you've expressed that, and I did, no matter how far you are into it, when you say no, don't mean no. No means no. And at that point, after that, it is rape. Period, point blank. It sounds simple until you're in the situation with circumstances, you know, it's hard to gauge that. But no means no. And I hope my story can help somebody else one day. If there's anybody who would like to reach out, talk about it, I'm here. I like to let everybody know that's something that was in my past. I have overcame it. You know, I'm here today. And this time I ain't gonna freeze up, all right? I might pop, come at your block. But for real, I've grown up and, you know, I know how to better protect myself, to not put myself in compromising situations like that. You know, that was nothing but a learning experience. And it made me who I am today. And honestly, I'm grateful for it because I can talk to other women about it and relate to them in ways that nobody else can because I've experienced it as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed my story time this time. So much more coming your way on Nomi Janelle. Look, click, like, and hit that subscribe button. All right, we're still on our way to 1,000 subscribers. I've gotten so many more subscribers since my last vlog. Thank you to everybody who has clicked the button. Thank you to everybody who watches my show, clicks the link, likes, even the hater comments that I get. Shout out to you guys too. Haters are our biggest motivators. So keep doing what you do. As long as you clicking, liking, and subscribing. Peace to you. Bye, y'all.